And so it begins. For city type, Elven has one. And ethics-wise, we got Climate Ship and Philosopher King. Advisor voice, the Soldier.
Attention on deck!
Empire name, randomized. Human Lighting Kingdom. Ship appearance, Fungoid Ships 1. And ruler, we have Franz Fernando and Franz Fernando Hassenberg, male king. With everything said, it's time to get into the game itself. Done. Settings. 600 stars, just because we don't really have time to do a full 1,000. 4 spiral arms. Maximum number of AI empires. 2 to 4 advanced AI starts. Maximum number of fallen empires. Maximum number of marauder empires. Tech tradition costs. Now we'll keep it at 1. Habitable worlds and primitive civilizations maxed out, as always. Crisis strength, 1.25. 2,300 for mid-year game start. 2,650 for in-game start year. Grand Admiral, second highest is Admiral. Scaling difficulty on ally aggressiveness, normal, empire placement, random, advanced neighbors oft, hyperlink density, abandoned gateways and wormhole pairs, slightly more things, and just to ensure I don't cheat. Well, no, I have to turn it off for console commands, but let's generate the world. And we are off to a start. Maximum modifiers, random number, 11 to 20. Yes. First, let's take a look at the tech options. For physics research, we have quantum theory for physics, fusion reactor, and a Minister of AI. Quantum theory, better the next stage of physics. Research center, physics lab. Fusion power, the fusion is the future. Component for a ship, better energy production, more stuff we can put on the ship. Minister of AI is just a general research speed increase, which is always good. Biology Society, Biolab, better research center for social technologies. Planetary unification, we really need this. We're not quite united yet. Better, more unity production, which means we get more traditions. Oh boy, yeah, I forgot I installed this mod. We have a lot of traditions. Space trading, off-world trading company. Our starbases can produce cash now if there's a plan system. Though it costs a bit to build. Engineering facility, better engineering research center. Samaric metal materials, better armor for our ships. Afterburners, our ships can go a little bit faster. Situation log, nothing here, no anomalies, and I doubt we're gonna reach any of these. Contacts. Only one here. Government. Slave mob. Our ruler. Franz Vandenberg Hasselberg. Charismatic. And a fertility preacher. We're not going to run out of food anytime soon. And better edicts. We do not have a heir yet. He's probably going to choose one of his siblings. Budget. Pretty good. Population, we're completely human. And advisor. Plant and sectors. Earth. Yeah. Policies, I'll go through those. We got a lot of choices here. Unrestricted wars, liberation war, defensive wars. If any of you guys want to change one of these, just put it up. Just suggest it and we'll put it up. I'll put it up for vote. Minimal stockpiling, food. How much food we keep stored. Balance is 1,000. Large is 5,000. Overland bombardment. We don't really care. Though selective is the other option. Resettlement allowed. We can move pups from our cities, from our planet. First contact protocol. Aggressive. We're gonna shoot first. Initial border status. Open or closed. Currently open. Slavery allowed. Displacement. Displacement only or prohibited. Basically, what we do with population we don't want anymore. Potential rebellion arrest. Default. Yeah, we don't want arrest. ISB crisis. Keep those things. Civilian density. Putting this. No. Keep that things. Enter system billboards. Interstellar civilian fleets. AI and living systems. Edicts. Currently, we have only 2 possible. Information quarantine. And mapping the stars, which would give us faster survey speeds. Though, not quite something we want yet. Factions, we have no factions yet. Strategic resources, no yet. Species, nothing we can do here yet. Leaders, we have Howard Lloyd, Governor of Earth, and all the core sector planets. An architectural interest he has, which means we have cheaper buildings. Very good for starting out. Our scientist, commanding the ISS Copernicus. Anomaly Metaculus. Improved anomaly discovery chance. Very handy. Leading engineering research. Leonard Bancroft. Expert in industry. He's going to be quite helpful there. Leading society research. Tracina Walker. She's going to be with us quite a while with a resilient trait. Much increased lifespan. Conan Crosby is leading our physics department. Probably the oldest leader we have. He's still going to be with us a while with a resilient lifespan. Traditions. I'm probably going to make an entire video for this. As see, we have a lot of options. I'll go through them individually, and when we get the unity to pick one. But we're going to be here a while when that happens. Expansion planner. We have only thing is Mars, barren world, no terraforming candidate. We got a bit more technology before we can do ship designer. This is going to be fully automated simply because I could spend hours in here, and that'd be pretty boring. Fleet manager. Our fleet. Going to bump this up to our maximum naval capacity limit and fleet capacity limit. Fully cover it. Once we get another ship, I'll change the balance, but by doing this, I can just hit reinforce fleet button to make more ships. Now let's take a look at our systems. Earth. Tragically, one screen and wonderful, it's now a snowball. Ice Age has happened. Continental size ice sheets cover the North and South Pole. While we live on, it's a brutal and cold world, not quite fit for human habitation. Most of the population, over half, live in second-hand conditions, virtual slaves, though there is a standard Bill of Rights. They are not happy with the conditions, but we simply do not have the supplies to keep everyone happy. Above them stands the citizens. While they have voting rights and a bit better living conditions, it's still poor. It's still a harsh world. Only the imperial family lives in luxury. Construction-wise, there's not much to build right now. One place which might be good for a physics lab down the line, and one untamed wilderness. Industrial wastelands, sprawling slums dominate what remain most of the world, long abandoned in our war against each other. Only 3 armies stand: the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Infantry Defensive Armies. They stand ready to suppress any revolts and keep order. Unrest is high, a 33%, mostly from the population of second-hand citizens. Food is fairly good, though, and we won't be starving soon. In our system, Earth, not much. We have a solar energy center producing a solar energy plant in orbit around the sun, making sure our planet is fully powered and then all our systems work. Above Castro, we have a research center studying engineering. And 2 Pallas is being mined, the first of our asteroid mines. It supplies a good chunk of our mineral production, almost a quarter. For prospective construction centers, we have the potential for another mineral harvesting facility over Saturn. It would greatly enhance our mineral production, allow us to build more stuff faster. Titan's also another good place for an engineering research center. Way out on the edge of our system, 136,180 Humara is another prospective mineral mine. While there's many more asteroids closer, they would barely make it into our research protection. But this has potential. Jupiter, good place for another energy production. It's hot interior, provide a lot of power. But there's not much else in the system. Leading from the system is 4 hyperlanes. Their destinations unknown. One leads to a trinary system. Either alphas, one leads to a second one, a single star. Third leads to a binary, and the fourth leads to a second trinary. One of the 2 trinaries is Alpha Centauri, but we are pretty sure, but we're not sure what star this. Real space does not quite match up with that of the hyperlanes, so we can't be exact on our thing. We have an unspent specific point, but it's going to be another 20 years before we are ready to reform the government. Until then, it will have to be suspended. Construction-wise, on the surface, we have a lot of options, but none of them really good. Without a population to work the tile, this would just be general upkeep. But for later reference, let's list them out. First is the Atacron moment. A monument to our first pioneers to venture into space. It would provide us more unity. A very handy thing. Next is the basic research lab. A place for science. More science means we get more technology faster. Next is the hydroponics farm. A must in the frigid conditions of Earth now. With it, we produce more food, though we have plenty to spare, so not much point. Mining network and power plant, both centers of resource production, one for minerals and one for energy. Again, not much navigated yet, and neither of these 2 tiles would be useful for that. Lastly is a stronghold. Building it would greatly decrease the amount of unrest our planets experience. But, while not quite critical, it could soon turn that if the population expands a bit more. We also have the option of clearing the industrial wastelands and sprawling swamps. It will cost us most of our energy credits, but it would increase our options to expand. One tile specializing in producing energy. 2 could produce good research results. Well, 3. Sorry, I missed that one. 1 for minerals, which would help us boost our mineral economy. And 1 which has no specialty yet. We could also produce an army. A conscript army, which is little more than a rabble of second-hand citizens. Poorly trained, poorly equipped, but they would fight and be a decent. Other is the assault army, professionally trained troops but we don't really need these at this point, as we have no place to send them, no worlds to conquer, but we will eventually need to build them. Spaceflight-wise, we can build another construction ship, which would expand our ability to build more stuff, though we don't exactly have the mineral production to sustain it for long. We can also build another science ship, though we may not have the leaders to crew it. All free options for sciences cost 200. Not, which means it's going to be at least a year, probably 2, before we can recruit one. So, building a science ship is something we should probably delay. Lastly, we could build a colony ship, which we will want to do quite soon. But there's no world to travel to yet to colonize. We need to explore first. Starport wise, empty modules, we can build a trading hub, which will increase our energy production. Allow us to get that scientist for a second science ship that much sooner. Anchorage, more naval capacity. We still haven't used up all our current naval capacity, so it's not really needed, but it's a good thing for the future. Another shipyard would increase the number of ships we can produce. Build our fleet faster, though low mineral production means it may be idle for a long time, so maybe not the best option. Buildings, we already have one shipyard. Buildings, we have the crew quarters. Naval fleet docked here, less upkeep. Very handy, especially when we get to the larger ship. This will probably be the place most of our military ships stay in the long term, only going out when they need trouble. We have a hydroponics display, which would double our current food production, or current free food production. Might be worth considering. Means we can grow our population that much faster. Research silo, we can store more stuff here, energy and minerals, though we are far from our caps currently, 10,000 and 10,000, so not something we really need at this point. Targeting uplink computer, better increased weapon range, might be handy if we ever get a fight, but no real need right now. Same with the communications jammer, which slows down enemy ships and prevents them from retreating, mean we can kill them more likely. Disruption field generator, less shield points for enemy ships. Starbase administrator. This increases our influence and unity production. Very good. Though we got a long way before we can build it. 1,000 minerals and 1,000 energy and 50 influence. Definitely something we want to save up for. Starbase Customs Office reduces unrest, increases government attraction, and migration speed, and keeps those filthy aliens out of our system if we ever discover any. Potentially worth the cost. No, it's up to you guys. And then there's the solar panel network. Produces more energy. Defense-wise, we can build a Platform 20 class defense platform. Fairly capable, would boost our the combat capability of our station for a fair cost. But probably should go for mobile military assets first before we start building them. We can also build more corvettes. Good for fighting off anything that might be out there, though we still have yet to explore. That's all for the building options. I'll list the options we have and in a vote format below. Clan voting is now available and probably should be encouraged. If any option does come up that does not belong to a clan voting, I will clearly mark it. So, enjoy the game. Oh, and Megacorps, the next expansion, comes out December 6th, which may be the end date of this if the game forces me to update, and that will probably break all the mods. Hopefully I have made sufficient changes to prevent it from breaking the game and forcing me to update. But we'll see.